Hello friends, today we are going to discuss on the control of anterior pituitary secretion and we have discussion on pituitary gland, and after that we see the control of pituitary gland secretion. Okay, so first in this slide we have discussion on the control of anterior pituitary secretion. In the hypothalamus there is a optic chiasm. So what is optic chiasm? It is formed by the optic nerves. Okay, the nerves are come from the eye, and they are crossed at a point, and this point is known as optic chiasm. Optic chiasm is have a cluster of neuron, and these neurons are known as neurosecretory cells. And these cells synthesize hypothalamic releasing and inhibitory hormones. And these hormones are packed uh, inside the vesicles. Okay, so the hypothalamus inhibitory and uh, inhibitory and releasing hormones. Okay, so the releasing hypothalamus releasing hormones are the growth hormone, thyroid trophin hormone, corticotrophin hormone, prolactin hormone, gonadotrophin releasing hormone. These are the hypothalamic releasing hormone, and the two are the inhibitory hormones, are the growth hormone inhibiting hormone. Okay, and second one is the prolactin inhibiting hormones. These are hormones that are secreted by the hypothalamus. Okay, and these hormones are packed into the vesicles, and these vesicles reach at the axon terminal. Okay, and the transport of these vesicle is depend on the axon transport. As fast as axonal transportation occur, these vesicles are reached at the axon terminal. When these neurosecretory cells, okay, that cells are present in the uh, these nerves. Okay, in these nerves. Okay, when these neurosecretory cells are excited, they trigger the exocytosis of vesicles. Okay, exocytosis means there is release of the hormone from the vesicle. Exo means out of the that come out hormone come out of the vesicle. Exo means out. These hormones are diffused into the primary plexus of the hypophyseal portal system. Okay, so when they reach into the axon terminal, they diffused, and the exocytosis are occur, and then they are diffused into the primary plexus. Okay, and these hormones are reach into the hypophyseal portal vein. Okay, and transport the hormone into the secondary plexus hypophyseal portal system. So what happened when they are diffused into the primary plexus? Then primary plexus transport the hormone into the hypophyseal vein, and hypophyseal veins transport the hormone into secondary plexus. Okay. Here you see the secretory cells. They release the vesicles, and here exocytosis occur. Hormone are released into primary plexus. Then these hormone are transported through the hypophyseal vein into the secondary plexus, and in this secondary plexus, these hormones are act on the anterior pituitary cells. Here you see the cells, they are act on these cells, and these cells are releasing their appropriate hormones and these hormone is known as the anterior pituitary hormones. So these cells secrete this green colored hormone. Okay, you see the hormone, that is a green colored hormone. These hormone are these hormone um, uh, uh, diffused into the secondary plexus capillary. Here the blood capillary into the secondary plexus. So these hormones are diffused into these capillary. Okay, so these capillaries are transport the hormone into the hypophyseal vein. These veins help to transport the hormone into the circulation, and they go into the circulation. After that they reach their target point, like TSH reach into the thyroid hormone. Okay, and this ACTH hormone reach into adrenal cortex, FSH and LH into the testes and ovary, growth hormone into the entire body, prolactin reach into the mammary gland in the mammals, and endotrophin is for the pain receptor in the vein. Okay, let's move to. So this is the theory of uh, diagram that I will read all the point for you. Through this route, hypothalamic hormone have permit to act immediately on the anterior pituitary cell. So which route? That the hormone are reach into the secondary plexus. That route, that from the hypothalamus to the secondary plexus. Okay, so that route have a permit to the act on the anterior pituitary cell, and before these hormone get diluted and destroy their circulation. Before they are destroy their circulation and the dilution, they are immediately act on the anterior pituitary cells. When they uh, within the secondary plexus, hypothalamic hormone diffused into the bloodstream and interact with the pituitary cells. Okay, we have seen the diagram, they interact with these cells. uh, if the if it stimulate appropriate hypothalamic releasing hormone, then the the anterior pituitary cells secrete their hormone. If the hypothalamus releasing hormone that come from the hypothalamus, that act on a target cell, and they will success to secrete their hormone, then that hormone go into the secondary plexus capillary. Okay, go into the bloodstream, that hormone go into the bloodstream. After that, from the capillary, they transport hormone into the hypophyseal vein, and through that they go into the circulation. So via circulation they reach their target cells and tissue. Okay, the anterior hormone get ready to act on their target tissue. Okay, we say that if the anterior hormone act on the endocrine gland, if they act on the endocrine gland, then we know and these hormone as a tropical hormone. Okay, if the hormone and anterior hormone act on the tissue, we do not change their name. Okay, and we know that it is a anterior hormone. If that hormone act on the endocrine gland, you remember that their name is changed, then we can know call as a tropic hormone. Next, discussion on the posterior pituitary. So we all know the posterior pituitary does not synthesize the hormones. Okay, they store and release the hormones, and those hormones are ADH and oxytocin. And we all know that ADH and oxytocins are vasopressors, means they are vasocontractile. Vaso means blood vessels. They contract the blood vessels. Okay, in the hypothalamus, they have a two type of neurosecretory cells. Okay, for the posterior pituitary hormone regulation, we have a two types of neurosecretory cells. One is the paraventricular nuclei, another one is the supraoptic nuclei. The axon of these nuclei form a hypothalamic hypophyseal tract. Okay, their axon form that tract. These tracks start from the hypothalamus and end at the near of the blood capillary in the posterior pituitary. The axon uh, terminal in the posterior pituitary are associated with a specialized neuroglia cells known as pituocytes, and these pituocytes have a supporting role as similar in the astrocytes. They help to transport the uh, signal to the plexus that are present in the posterior pituitary. Okay, so the blood supply to the uh, in the posterior pituitary is done by the inferior hypophyseal artery. So the blood that is supplied to the posterior pituitary is supplied by the inferior hypophyseal arteries, and this is these artery are the branch of the internal cortical artery. Okay. Here we see the control of posterior pituitary secretion. It is same as the anterior pituitary, but here it is only a difference of the cells. In the anterior pituitary gland, we see the anterior pituitary cells. Here we have not see any type of cells. Okay, so the in the hypothalamus we have two type of neurosecretory cell. the, those are the supraoptical, and another one is the paraventricular nuclei. Okay, and their axon form a tract that is a hypothalamus and hypophyseal tract. These tract transport the hormone into the at the end of the axon terminal. Okay, so these are the hormone that is transport, and that hormone are diffused into the plexus. These are the plexus. It is known as a capillary plexus of infundibulum process. So these plexus are formed by the inferior hypophyseal artery. Okay, so the hormone are reach into these plexus, and these plexus transport the hormone into the hypophyseal vein. So these capillary have blood that transport the hormone into the vein, and that vein uh, transport the hormone into the circulation, and these hormone reach into their target point. Okay, these two hormone reach their target cells. So oxytocin are reach into the uterine muscles, and in the mammary gland, and ADHR reach into the kidney tubules. Okay, I hope you understand the slides. If you have any doubt, you can put your doubt into the comment box. I will answer your questions. Um, Thank you.